Picture this, 7-year-old Mohammed Farook is a casual labourer. He makes rotis at the hotels and weddings. What is his education? He dropped out of a madrasa in 5th grade. He shoots and strangles his 36-year-old wife Tahira, his 2 daughters, 14-year-old Afreen and 7-year-old Serin. Why? Because Tahira, his wife, refused to wear the hijab. In fact, the motive behind the chilling triple murders stems from a long-standing dispute over Tahira's attire. Her refusal to wear the burqa was such a mark of defiance that it led Farook into a meticulously planned act of violence, including his 2 minor daughters. Shockingly enough, the crime came to light after the family had been missing for 6 days. The village head and Farook's own father alerted the police after receiving suspicious responses from him. Farook has now confessed to the crime during police interrogation and the bodies have been recovered. Remember, only 24 hours ago, a viral video of Bihar's Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, where he was seen pulling down a woman's hijab while handing over appointment letters to Ayush doctors at an event, sparked massive outrage across the political spectrum, triggering massive backlash, particularly from the opposition. But what's even more striking is the very fact that none of the politicians who couldn't stop outraging on social media until yesterday have in fact turned tone deaf. Not even a single statement of any condemnation has been put out either in person, to the media, or even on social media. So why practice selective outrage over women's autonomy? Raising key questions: which religion sanctions this kind of misogyny? And does Islam believe in denying a woman her right to choice?
उसके घर पे कोई नहीं आता जाता था जब से उसकी शादी हुई। यहाँ तक अगर हमारे परिवार में शादी हुई या मौत हुई, कुछ भी हुई, 15 दिन पहले हमारे भाई का भी इंतकाल हुआ, जब वो हमारे घर पे भी नहीं आने दी उसने।
तो ऐसा क्यों था?
बस पहले से ही जब से शादी हुई किसी से भी नहीं मिलने देता था। यहाँ तक कि कोई रिश्तेदार में कहीं भी आना जाना कुछ नहीं था उसका।
उसने घटना स्वीकार कर ली। पुलिस को मौके पर लाके डेड बॉडी बरामद करा दे, डेड बॉडी निकल चुकी है। इसमें घटना का लगभग मोटिव भी क्लियर हो गया है इसमें। तो मुझे लगता कि एक झूठी शान के खातिर कि हमारी पत्नी बिना बुर्के के, बिना नकाब के चली गई, अभी पहला मोटिव तो यही निकला है। लेकिन और भी हमारी पुलिस इसमें बातचीत कर रही है, कहीं कोई और भी इसमें एंगल ना हो उसके पत्नी की हत्या का।
All right, let me introduce my guests today. I'm joined in by Shweta Priya, who's a spokesperson for the JDU. Also joined in by Abbas Haider, who's a national spokesperson for the Samajwadi Party. I'm also expecting Manish Bariyar, who's a spokesperson for Bihar BJP. Yasmin Farooqi, who's the national general secretary of SDPI, will also be joining in some time from now. Let's in fact bring in Abbas Haider to set the tone for this debate. Abbas, the big question right now that's plaguing us, even as the entire case has been cracked by the Uttar Pradesh police, why is there no word of condemnation coming in from the Samajwadi Party or the Congress Party, many of whom were very vocal till yesterday?
Well, there's no doubt about it.
Sure,
Yeah, am I audible to you?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So there is no doubt about it. There is no iota of doubt. This is extremely condemnable thing which has happened in Shamli, and only a monster can do such a thing. But what is the cause of this? What has happened? What is the actual cause, or what is the actual reason why this person has gone to such an extent where he can kill his own wife and 2 daughters? And it is not it's not a political thing. It is about law and order of the state. In Uttar Pradesh, if you see the cases of crime against women, if you compare data from 2016 to 2022, it has gone up on an average every day. There is around 8 rape cases which happens in Uttar Pradesh. This is the condition of law and order in Uttar Pradesh. And if you talk about this particular incident, if you are trying to
if you're saying it's a case of law and order, I want to highlight this and bring to your attention, this is also a case of what many would deem as case of honor killing, as a case of domestic violence. What do you expect from the state authorities to be going inside the residences of each and every person in the village and checking if their wives are safe?
Then, so you
remember
basically you are
this
implying-
happens. This entire triple murder case was committed by a husband and a father of two minor girls within the premises of their own residence. So the law will only take its own course after the crime has been committed. What explains this kind of mindset is what I want to know from you.
So yeah, exactly. So this type of mindset, only a monster can have this type of mindset. And I believe that, you know, it's not about hijab or anything. If you think that you are linking it with hijab, first of all, I want to tell you that even in Islam, a 7-year-old is not supposed to wear a hijab. It is not mandatory for a 7-year-old to wear a hijab. And that monster has killed even a 7-year-old child. So of course, anybody who is sane, anybody who is a human being could never do that, not with his own family or with anyone. So basically,
Are
it is
you
totally
saying that the Sharia does not mandate a woman to wear a hijab to protect herself
not
from the
mandatory
gaze
for a
of
child
other
of
men? Are you telling me that the Sharia does not in fact mandate a hijab to protect a woman from the gaze of other men?
For a 7-year-old, it does not.
I'm talking
for a
about
7-year-old.
Tahira, because over here the trigger is Tahira's denial or refusal to wear the hijab.
But even the children were killed. So what is the real reason of this incident? Why it
Because
has
they
been done?
became
It is a
witnesses.
matter of serious investigation. It is a matter of serious investigation, and whatsoever is the reason, even if it is done because the women was not wearing a hijab, it is unacceptable. It is not acceptable even in any religion, not even in any religion. So one thing is very clear, that this monster was not aware of his own religion. He is behaving like a monster. Don't look at him, with a particular lens of religion or any such thing, because
Right.
I don't
I
believe
can see Yasmin
he's
Faruqi
supposed to
has
be
also
called a
joined.
human being. He's not a human.
All right, I have given you ample time to speak. Yasmin Faruqi has also joined in. I'll come to you.
Just 5
Yasmin,
more
मैं आपके
seconds.
पास आऊंगी. I'll give you time. There's still time left. I want to quickly bring in Shweta Priya also on this entire discussion. Shweta, you heard the response come in. Right now, what is also being demanded by many is that this entire triple murder case should be delinked from the issue of hijab or the burqa and should be seen in isolation. Can it be seen in isolation?
No, Akansha, as I can see on the screen about Nitish Kumarji, who is pulling down the hijab of a girl. So this is in controversy also, right? So here I can see, yes. So it has been politically driven controversy on the name of hijab, because this was a very pious occasion for that girl when she was receiving the appointment letter from our Honorable Chief Minister Nitish Kumarji. And it has also been manufactured as a negative controversy.
But why would it not be manufactured as a negative controversy? There's no manufacturing over here. The visuals are speaking for themselves. It's the woman's right to wear that hijab, and she was not even asked before that action was done, which, by the way, is extremely disturbing, as the visuals are speaking for themselves.
See, Akansha, here we are hovering around the video clips. We are not aware of the actual facts, what happened there or what has been stated by our Honorable Chief Minister Nitish.
Which is why we've given you this platform. Sure, go ahead. Share the facts.
I had words with the Karyakarta over there, and it was like that if we can get the audio from there, then you can listen that beti hijab matlab ise hatao, photo lena hai. That is for the identification of a girl, and that can be a motivation for the other girl from the same community.
Okay.
Because if since 2005, when Nitish ji took oath as a CM of Bihar, he has done a lot for the upliftment and empowerment of women. He always tried for a woman to come out from the home.
Okay, so you're saying that what is in fact being shown right now through that video excerpt is only manufactured to suit the opposition's argument. What the Chief Minister meant to do was to see her face and perhaps for the photograph prepare her and have her identity be seen over there. All right, I take that point, but I want to quickly take that forward with Yasmin as well. Yasmin, देखा जाए तो सेंट्रल एशिया की जो कंट्रीज है, खास तौर से तजाकिस्तान हो गया और बहुत सारी कंट्रीज़ ने सेंट्रल एशिया में अभी हिजाब और बुरखे को बैन किया है। टर्की में भी देखा गया है। इनका जो है रीज़न फॉर बैनिंग इज़ दैट यू नो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो sort of thwarting on the identification of a person and so the hijab should be banned। हमने ईरान में भी देखा किस तरह से इसको मुद्दा बनाया गया। 22 साल की माशा अमीनी की बहुत ही ब्रूटली डेथ हुई थी, मर्डर किया गया था। तो आपको लगता है कि अब ये समय आ चुका है कि मुसलमान औरतें अपने लिए एक जो है चॉइस को एक्सरसाइज कर सकें, यदि उनको नहीं पहनना है तो ना पहने, पहनना है तो पहने?
मैं इस बात को आपकी एक्सेप्ट करती हूँ, मैं बिल्कुल ये चीज़ मानती हूँ और मैं बार बार कहती हूँ, एक तो औरत को अपनी ज़िंदगी जीने दो, वो कैसे जीना चाहती है, लेकिन ना तो आप ये इंटरफेयर कर सकते हो कि नहीं आप हिजाब को नोच के फेंक दो, आपके मुंह को खोल दिया जाएगा, आपकी नकाब को नोच लिया जाएगा। ना तो मैं इसकी परमिशन देती हूँ और ना मैं ये परमिशन देती हूँ कि आप किसी को ज़बरदस्ती कुछ पहनाओगे, क्योंकि किसी भी औरत के लिए ये बिल्कुल मानने लायक बात नहीं है। और जिस टॉपिक पे हम बात कर रहे हैं उसके लिए तो मैं मानती नहीं कि वो इंसान है। वो इंसान नहीं है, वो हैवान है, जानवर है। उसने एक औरत बीवी को तो कह दिया कि मैंने इसलिए कत्ल किया, बच्चियों का क्यों कत्ल किया? वो कहीं ना कहीं उसको खिलाना पिलाना नहीं था, उसको पालना नहीं था, उसको भागना था अपनी जिम्मेदारियों से, सिर्फ इसलिए बात। मैं बिल्कुल इसको फेवर नहीं करूंगी। मैं यही बात को बार बार कहती हूँ, जिसको अपनी मर्जी से जिस तरह जीना है आप उसे जीने दो। कब तक औरत पे आप है ना ये मुसल्लत करोगे कि नहीं आपको हमारे कहने से चलना है? वो खुद अपने फैसले करती है, बहुत समझदार है, वो खुद अपने फैसले बहुत अच्छी तरह कर सकती है।
Manish Baryar, would you want to come in on what Yasmin has just now said? It is the right to choose for yourself, and many believe across the political spectrum that from yesterday what we saw in those visuals, as you can see on your screen, Nitish ji pulling down the niqab of that girl. That also, Manish, we also saw how Samrat Chaudhary tried to intervene that very moment. Would you like to comment in on what exactly transpired, and has this brought the BJP also much embarrassment?
No, I would say that it was a awkward moment, and which Shweta ji was in fact explaining, because I think if you hear the sound bites behind it, he was actually a lot of people have said that it was a fatherly kind of an affectionate way, because he said beti, and at that moment I would say it was still optics wise, because these days in the social media age we only see 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and that is what is played always. A lot of times context gets the skip, and then people draw their own conclusions based on their own vested interests. So I would say people who know Nitish ji for last 45 years, his track record, and I'm not trying to justify whatever it is, because it looks bad that way, but still I would say that people in Bihar who know him, they understand that it was a fatherly, affectionate way of saying, but still I think it comes out in a very in a manner which is not acceptable in this age of social media, because a lot of times things get blown out of proportion because of lack of context. That's my only humble submission on this issue.
Abbas Haider wants to make a quick point. Abbas Haider, over to you.
First of all, both the incidents are different, and it does not give any parity. If you talk about
I'll tell you what the parity is. Before you go ahead, I'll tell you what the parity is. Both the cases are about the right to choose. And while as a woman myself, I stand for the right to choice. It is the right to choose for both of them. But here you can see how, according to the BJP spokesperson and the JDU spokesperson, this video has also been put out of context. And as I've been highlighting, all the way from Central Asian countries to Iran, in fact, even Western nations, whether it is Germany, France, UK, majority of the Western nations, they believe that it's also infringing on the identification of the person wearing that hijab and niqab. So don't you think that apart from the right to choice, it's also infringing on the identification? And perhaps that's what the Chief Minister was also trying to highlight, that remove the niqab and get photographed and perhaps put it back on.
Let me put it like this. First of all, this incident has not just invaded her modesty, her choice, but it has also set a very wrong precedent. See, such pattern. Mr. Nitish Kumar has tried to, normalize such pattern where you can pull somebody's cloth, somebody's hijab or anything. And this is not the first case. Earlier in Bihar Vidhan Sabha, he has objectified women. I can't repeat what he has said in the Bihar Vidhan Sabha on the floor of the house. We all know. And the biggest hypocrisy from the Bharatiya Janata Party, because they are not ready to apologize. Even Nitish Kumar has not given a written apology on this. There is no condemnation from the Bharatiya Janata Party. That is the hypocrisy of BJP. Even in your panel, there is no official representative of the Bharatiya Janata Party. They are not ready to face the media.
Why?
They're
What
not
is
ready
Manish
to
Bariyar doing
answer
on
the
the show?
question.
What is Manish Bariyar doing on the show? He is very much a representative of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Please do not make false allegations while on
I
air
don't
right now.
believe that he is an official spokesperson of the
Shweta
BJP.
Priya, would you want to come and defend in your party's case right now? Shweta Priya?
Yes, I am condemning the fact of the opposition who is trying to stigmatize the clean image of our honorable chief minister, who is having a very clean image since 20 or 25 years, or in 50 years of his political career. Even a single allegation has not been made against him. So at the end of now he is of 77 years or 77 years. So now the opposition is trying to stigmatize his image. This is the only conspiracy of opposition party, because I'm not here to defend my chief minister Nitish ji here, because I don't think he has done anything wrong towards that girl, because because every father wants his
quite
daughter
objectionable.
to be no. If my father would have done the same thing, I would be very happy that he wants me to make more fearless or confident. So if you will think likewise, because all actions are accompanied by intention or motives. So if you are judging an action without considering the intention or motive behind that action, then I think it's not.
Abbas, I'll give you a moment for a rebuttal. But Shweta, then many would also want to ask that if his heart is so clean, then why just not come up with an official statement condemning this, or if not even condemning this, perhaps put the truth out there. There's been no official word coming in from the BJP or the JDU.
No, because I don't think anything wrong, so we need to justify anything. Because who is converting this pious thought of our chief minister into a malified controversy? So that's not the thing that we should come ahead and then we should be sorry for that. I don't think so.
Abbas,
that's fine.
would you want to come in on that?
First of all, if you want to decide about intention of Mr. Nitish Kumar, or if you want to decide that the victim was a victim or she was okay with that, that is proved by her leaving Bihar. She is in a state of shock, and exactly, it's a matter of choice what we wear, what we don't wear. Of course, there should be no moral policing about hijab or what kind of clothes we are wearing. There are multiple statements. I can name leaders like Kailash Vijayvargiya and so on, who have continuously tried to do moral policing across country. When Mr. Nitish Kumar has outraged the modesty, had outraged the dignity of that woman, instead of apologizing, my colleague, my dear sister from JDU is trying to normalize what he has said. That is extremely condemnable, and that is totally unacceptable.
आकांक्षा, just one thing.
Sure.
आकांक्षा, एक चीज मुझे यहाँ पे बोलना है. आप ना एक
You
मिनट.
can't justify such a thing.
Let Shweta also make a point, Abbas.
Such things cannot be justified.
Abbas, she let you speak. Would you allow her time, please? Shweta, please.
Just one thing. एक चीज बस मुझे बोलना है कि अगर कोई किसी आपको पता नहीं है पीछे में म्यूजिक कौन सा चल रहा है और आप डांस करना शुरू कर देते हैं, तो आप बोलेंगे ये इंसान तो एबनॉर्मल है, किस चीज पे डांस कर रहा है. लेकिन उसको नॉर्मल, वो वहां पे एक्चुअल फैक्ट क्या था उसको जानने के लिए पीछे क्या हुआ है, वहां पे क्या बातें बोली गई हैं. सिर्फ आप एक्शन को जज कर रहे हैं, ना तो उसके पीछे के इंटेंशन को जज कर रहे हैं, ना ही वहां पे पूरा फैक्ट क्या है उस सिचुएशन को जान रहे हैं. तो आप एक जिसके पीछे कोई म्यूजिक ना बज रहा हो और वहां पे आप डांस करने लगो, कितना अजीब लगेगा. आप लोग उन चीजों को पोर्ट्रे कर रहे हैं. आप सही फैक्ट यहाँ पे लाइए.
Manish Bariyar wants to make a point as well. Then I'll quickly go across to Yasmin Farook.
My friend from Samajwadi Party He's lecturing so much. Had he come as an individual and spoken all these things, it's fine. But he has come as a representative of that political party whose founder spoke like ladke hain, galti ho jati hai, and he trivialized rape, isn't it? He talked about zyadatar rape ke cases jhoote hote hain. Who is lecturing moral lectures, right? When the foundation of the party, and do we not know number of misogynistic statements made by so many members of Samajwadi Party? I think he should stop lecturing on all these things. He has to look inward. One understands, you look at the track record of Mr. Nitish Kumar, he would be right there at the top as far as public probity and conduct is concerned. So any kind of such kind of statements against Nitish Kumar is in very, very bad taste. I don't know why he's doing that, but he has to look inwards. Otherwise, he should first resign from the party as a spokesperson, because that's the kind of party he's representing.
Abbas Haider, would you want to come in?
Not at all, not at all. Mr. Yadav, what Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav has said was totally taken out of context. There was no...
Now it is out of context. And when Nitish did that, it is not out of context. So every time the context also changes, right? As per your convenience.
There is a clear case of violation of a women's dignity over here. You cannot compare it with what Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav has said, which was taken out of proportion.
When somebody justifies rape, when somebody justifies rape, that is not... Wow,
no, this is not fair. This is not fair.
Is that the kind of interpretation you will make?
You stand with Bharatiya Janata Party.
Abbas, I also want to remind you that today the talking point is the triple murder case in Shamli, and what exactly triggers this kind of misogyny. On that note, I also want to bring in Yasmin Faruqi. Yasmin, आज ये भी मुद्दा उठाया जा रहा है कि क्या अब एक ज़रूरत महसूस हो रही है आपकी पूरी कम्युनिटी को, जहाँ पे औरतों को एक यूनिवर्सल लॉ चाहिए, साथ में खड़े हों, कहें कि हमारी मर्जी है, चाहे हम पहने ना पहने। एजुकेशन सिस्टम में भी अब सवाल उठाए जा रहे हैं। अभी तक सुप्रीम कोर्ट से कोई वर्डिक्ट नहीं आया है कि हिजाब स्कूलों में बच्चों को पहनना चाहिए या नहीं पहनना चाहिए। बहुत से लोग कह रहे हैं कि एजुकेशन को सेक्युलर ही रहने दो। उसके हिजाब के अलावा आज जो ये केस हम देख रहे हैं, ये एक आइसोलेशन में केस नहीं देखा जा सकता है। 1979 में ईरान में भी प्रोटेस्ट हुई हैं हिजाब को लेके, औरतों ने ऑब्जेक्ट किया है वहाँ पे। टर्की में आपको सेंट्रल एशिया की बहुत सी कंट्रीज़ दिला दें, आज नाम गिना दे सबके। आपको नहीं लगता कि अब एक यूनिवर्सल लॉ होना चाहिए, और चाहे वो शरिया मैंडेट करती है कि नहीं, हम रिग्रेसिव नहीं बन सकते, हमें प्रोग्रेसिव बनना हो?
नहीं, सवाल प्रॉब्लम यही है कि एक इंडिविजुअल, एक आदमी की गलती को, उसकी खामी को, उसकी हैवानियत को आप पूरी कम्युनिटी पे उठा के लादना शुरू कर देते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है। कुछ लोग, आप क्या सोचे हो, क्या मुस्लिम्स में ही सिर्फ ये होता है? क्या सिखों में सर पे दुपट्टा नहीं ओढ़ा जाता? क्या राजपूतों में सर पे दुपट्टा नहीं ओढ़ा जाता? आज भी यंग लड़कियां सर पे ओढ़नी ओढ़ती हैं, पंजाब में भी ओढ़ा जाता है। तो ये कल्चर भी है और कहीं मजहब भी है। मैं फिर वहीं अपनी एक ही बात आके कहूंगी कि इसको थोड़ा सा औरत की मर्जी पे छोड़ दो। और आपको क्या ऐसा लगता है कि मुसलमान हर औरत बुर्का ओढ़ रही है या हर औरत हिजाब कर रही है? आज की नई जनरेशन जो है, या लड़कियां जो हैं, कितनी वो कर रही हैं। आप बात वही स्कूलों की फिर आ जाती है हिजाब की। और मैं फिर वही एक बात कहती हूँ कि मैं आज एक बात आपसे सवाल प्लीज करना चाहती हूँ, क्या जीन्स और ये आपका कल्चर है? क्या पैंट शर्ट आपका कल्चर है? आपके आधे से ज्यादा स्कूल्स में, जो प्राइवेट स्कूल्स हैं, शलवार कमीज या वही स्कर्ट और वो पहना जाता है। क्या हमारी इंडियन कल्चर ये कहती है कि आप पैंट और शर्ट
जी, आप ये भी मानेंगी कि हमारा कल्चर कहीं पे भी ये नहीं कहता कि यदि आपकी बीवी हिजाब या बुर्का पहनने से मना करे तो उसका मर्डर कर दो, साथ में अगर बच्चे उठ के आए तो उनको भी मार डालो।
सवाल मेरे पे मत ला दिए।
No,
मैं उसको डिनाई कर रही हूँ।
Let's not talk about what our culture is. It all comes down to the right of choice.
आप बायस जो के बात करने लगी। मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि उसकी गलती, जानवर है, वो जानवर है, वो जानवर है। उस जानवर को तो फांसी चढ़ना चाहिए।
Thank you, Yasmin Faruqi, for calling a spade. We need more Muslim voices, women Muslim voices like yours to come out in the open to condemn this, and not just women. In fact, the Muslim clerics and voices from the opposition
आपको ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है कि मुसलमान सारी औरतें बुर्के ओढ़ के घूम रही
मैं
हैं?
आपको सपोर्ट कर रही हूँ और मैं बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि आज आपने इस बात को खुद भी एक्नॉलेज किया है और कंडेम किया है. On that note, I have some breaking inputs coming in. Thank you all for joining in on this discussion on the right stand. Breaking inputs coming in. There has been, in fact, what we are learning is that smog is now impacting cricket as well. Even Indian players are wearing masks. The India-South Africa match has in fact been delayed. This due to poor visibility due to the fog, and the fourth T20 international in Lucknow has been delayed so far. No longer a Delhi issue now, as remember, smog is also engulfing Lucknow. Let's quickly go across to Akash, who brings us more details to that breaking input. Akash, if you can take us through what you were learning in terms of the visibility and when can we expect the match to finally take place?
Well, the scheduled time for the toss was at 6:30 p.m., but due to excessive fog, there was an update from the BCCI that the toss has been delayed. The initial delay was of around 20 minutes, and the inspection was supposed to happen at 6:50 p.m., but the latest update from BCCI said that the match officials will be inspecting the conditions once again at 7:30, which is, I think, just a few minutes away from now. And as far as the visibility is concerned, what we can see on the broadcaster's camera, that the situation is only going to worsen because it's already 7:30. It will be 7:30 in 10 minutes time. And as the night progresses, the smog will only get denser, and there is a possibility that this match would be called off. But ultimately, we have to wait for the official's call.
All right, if you can also take us through what exactly happened today, because remember the toss which was supposed to take place today at 6:30 p.m. IST got delayed further. What exactly happened? When was the decision taken?
Yeah, like the broadcast begins at 6 p.m. around. The half an hour prior to the toss, 6:30 was the scheduled time of the toss, and that's when the captains did not come out for the toss, it was announced that the toss has been delayed due to excessive smog. And as you rightly mentioned a few minutes ago, that the players had put on masks while they came out to training, and as of now, they are not training on the ground; they are indoors. And the current scenario, as I said, that the next inspection by the match officials will be done at 7:30 p.m. After that, they will decide the future course of the game.
All right. Now, remember, this was a big match between India and South Africa. Both, in fact, India was looking to win this match. We are yet to await confirmation in terms of when it is going to happen next. Many thanks to you, Akash, for bringing us those breaking